The air aboard the dilapidated freighter reeked of ozone and desperation. Human engineer Caleb Rourke had seen his fair share of frontier rot, those quiet decays that slowly turned advanced ships into floating coffins. But this was different. The alien ship was barely holding together, running on life support powered by jury-rigged solar converters and prayer. Caleb boarded with a crew of salvagers, expecting to find cargo or scavenged tech. What he found was a miracle. Huddled in the medical bay were two beings. Galarians, a rare species once thought extinct after the Christix plague. The taller one, the mother, wore ceremonial silks that had faded to gray, and her breathing was shallow, rasping. The smaller, her daughter, no older than 8 by human standards, clung to her mother's side like a broken doll. "Don't hurt her," the mother rasped as Caleb knelt beside them. "I'm not here to hurt anyone," Caleb said softly. "I'm here to help." Beginning. Caleb worked in the outer rim of the Oralese Belt, known for its ruins of ancient alien empires and the lonely lives of its scattered inhabitants. Once a military engineer, he'd walked away from war after losing his family in the Titan raids. He now fixed old tech, helped lost travelers, and stayed out of politics. But something about the way the Galarian mother looked at him, stern but pleading, awoke something dormant inside him. Their condition was critical. According to his scans, the mother was suffering from late-stage Christix plague, an incurable virus that crystallized internal organs. The daughter, though showing early symptoms, still had time. Galarians were immune to most known diseases, but Christix had been engineered. By whom, no one ever said. Caleb's crew wanted to move on, arguing there was no reason to waste resources on 2 dying aliens. But he made his decision. "I'm staying. You leave if you want," he said. Middle. Caleb brought the mother and daughter back to his repair station on Fenton 7, a small moon with barely a breathable atmosphere but a decent lab. The daughter spoke first. "My name is Arali," she whispered. Her mother's name was Selira. She had once been a diplomat, a keeper of knowledge among the Galarians. Their ship had been fleeing a dying colony when her symptoms worsened. With no cure, they drifted for weeks, hoping someone might answer their distress call. No one had until Caleb. Days turned into weeks. Caleb studied everything he could about Christix. He pulled ancient data files from dead satellites, tapped into xenobiology research blacklisted by human governments, and even risked reaching out to shady black market medics. But the real breakthrough came not from outside, but within. While reviewing old military archives, Caleb remembered something. During the early days of the Christix outbreak, the human navy had experimented with nanite therapy. It was scrapped due to instability, but what if the technology could be improved? Using his remaining credits, Caleb bought a derelict nanite printer from a decommissioned warship. It was outdated, temperamental, and probably illegal to operate without a license. He spent sleepless nights modifying the code, tweaking parameters, and using blood samples from Selira and Arali to teach the nanites to target Christix formations. On the 20th day, the prototype was ready, but it came with risk. The nanites could malfunction. They might not stop at the crystallized tissue. They could overload her body entirely. Selira, already weakened, looked at him with glassy eyes. "If I die, save Arali." She has the light of our kind still within her. Caleb clenched his fists. I'm not going to let either of you die. He administered the treatment. Climax. Selira screamed as the nanites took effect. Her skin shimmered with faint iridescence as microscopic machines raced through her blood, tearing down crystallized tumors and replacing necrotic tissue. Caleb stayed beside her for hours, monitoring, adjusting, praying. She slipped into unconsciousness. He feared the worst, until the scans began to stabilize. The crystallization stopped. Then, it reversed. Within 48 hours, Selira woke. Weak but breathing steadily. For the first time in years, her chest didn't burn with every breath. Caleb turned to Arali, whose symptoms had just begun to manifest in her fingertips. This time the nanites worked faster, cleaner. The girl's recovery was almost immediate. Ending. Months passed. The once quiet station on Fenton 7 transformed into something more alive. Arali, full of boundless curiosity, helped Caleb repair broken drones and catalog ancient relics. Selira, regaining her strength, taught him about Galarian history, philosophy, and music, their culture nearly lost, now reborn in whispers. One day, a delegation arrived, a Galarian vessel bearing the crest of the Forgotten Council. Word had spread that Selira, once presumed dead, was alive. Caleb watched from a distance as the reunion unfolded. The council offered her status, sanctuary, and wealth. But Selira turned them down. I will return, she told them, but not without him. They looked at Caleb with thinly veiled suspicion. He saved us. He gave us a life when we had none. He is family now. The council acquiesced reluctantly, and offered Caleb a place among them. He hesitated. I'm not a hero, just a mechanic. Selira touched his hand, her alien fingers warm. You're more than that to us. Later that night, as Fenton's twin moons rose, Arali curled up in his lap with a small holobook she loved. Selira sat beside him, the warmth of her presence comforting. I never thanked you properly, she said. You don't have to, Caleb replied. Seeing you both alive is enough. She leaned her head gently on his shoulder. Still, thank you, for giving us more than a cure. For giving us a new beginning. He smiled, watching the stars beyond the dome. Maybe, just maybe, saving others was how he'd save himself too.